There was no evidence to support the president's claim that President Barack Obama offered wiretapping of Trump Tower.
Presenting Sounds of a Lemon. All of your favorite hits from five-time winner Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon. Hits such as Black People Pull Up Your Pants, Teeth Are a Weapon versus Rape, and White People Are Out to Get Me, Kyle's Got a Gun, and The Two-Finger Shuffle. Find these and more in Sounds of a Lemon, the worst journalist of all time.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Imagine a woman, a beautiful woman who's an immigrant to this country, escapes communism and hardship in her homeland, comes here and marries a man who is successful, but also is regularly persecuted by the system because he seeks to fight for justice in the American way. And then the guy gets shot in the head. And she has children with him, and they have a beautiful family, and they live a nice life, and she's had to endure so much. And then her husband gets shot in the head on live TV. And you're like, whoa, she has gone through a lot. And also, she makes a little video about saying, hey, listen, I want justice for the people who nearly facilitated an on-air execution of my husband. Of course, you can imagine who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the great and the stunning Melania Trump, who's been a soldier by the side of her husband for so long, for so many years, endured so much, and is somebody who, quite frankly, deserves to have her moment here to grieve and to ask questions. And that is exactly what she did in a video that she released quite stunningly earlier this week. The video, Melania just effectively says, hey, I want, a real investigation into what happened when my husband had to eat a bullet.
Attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience. Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech? There is definitely more to this story, and we need to uncover the truth.
Yes, very good. What is wrong with this? It's like 10 seconds of a grieving wife saying, I don't want my husband to die. We got like a teenage son. Barron's 18. Yeah, got like a teenage son. He just started college. Okay, in a civilized society and with people who have souls, they're not going to come for that. They're not going to go after her for that. Even someone like Melania Trump, who obviously people have a lot of opinions on, the people who are not attention depraved sociopaths are going to just say, hey, you know what? We're going to let Melania ask questions here. Frankly, we have some questions, but not Don Lemon. You see, Don Lemon, who is the most canceled man on earth, canceled in his contract with CNN multiple times, humiliated and demoted to having to do a morning show. Is so grotesque. Don Lemon weeping and crying, then kicked out of CNN. Then he tried to sign a deal with Elon Musk and X, and Elon Musk canceled his deal after meeting him. Don Lemon wanted to do the first podcast in space. He wanted a Cybertruck to be part of his deal. Yeah, that guy has decided that Melania Trump's a target, and he's going to make fun of her for asking these questions. Don Lemon mocks Melania Trump, questioning investigation into Thomas Crook's assassination attempt. Don Lemon has been slammed for mocking Melania's emotional video about the assassination of her husband. Don Lemon, who's 60 years old. So, dude, you're 60 years old. You're almost twice my age. Okay, I do this professionally and within reason, but under no circumstances would I ever mock anyone in this scenario. You're old enough to know, you cretin. He shared and then deleted a video of himself shaking his head and rolling his eyes. First Lady's statement, Melania's video. She insisted there's more to the story. Of course there is. The government's told us nothing. Lemon didn't say anything in his sneering response, but let his disagreement with Melania's remarks made clear as he puts his head in his hands. Okay, so here, ladies and gentlemen, is the most canceled man on earth insulting the lady whose husband nearly died because of a far left-wing assassin's bullet.
Attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience.
What's wrong with that? Okay, so look at Don Lemon's expression. Dude, you have no soul. How can you have a soul and like be bothered by what she said? Of course, like, I don't care what you think of Donald Trump. I don't care what you think of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. If they survived an assassination attempt, I would be applauding them and saying, good on you. Last thing I would ever do is like make fun of them as they go through their grieving process of that horrible thing happening. This is just what being a human means, and not a darkened, like utterly soulless shell of a person, like with nothing for a soul, with emptiness for a soul. I mean, honestly. But here we go.
Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter?
Why are you rolling your eyes? All Melania Trump says is they should have arrested the madman before he could do any harm. Don Lemon should be in favor of that, because if they had done that, then Donald Trump, there would have been no assassination news cycle. People like Don Lemon wouldn't have had to pretend that he likes Donald Trump or like be nice to Republicans for a day, which was so excruciating for them. You remember they took Morning Joe off the air for like a morning, for a day, just to like let Republicans have their moment? Yeah. What is in any way controversial or eye-rolly about that?
Before the speech.
Can't help himself.
There is definitely more to this story, and we need to uncover the truth.
Dude, you're 60. Could you imagine doing this? Could you imagine being this big of a bitch? Could you imagine being such a cringe soy caricature at 60 years old? Grow up, dude. Don Lemon mocked Melania Trump for being stressed out by the attempt on her husband's life. He since deleted the video. Don Lemon is trash. Don Lemon has deleted this video from his TikTok account. There can't be a more pathetic, attention-starved human being on the planet. What person in the right mind would mock a wife over the assassination attempt of her husband? Don Lemon and everyone. Don Lemon, why did you delete this? Don Lemon is a horrible, sorry asshole. Don Lemon has no concept of new media and is the prime example of somebody who needs direction and scripting from cable news overlords. I've been predicting his return to CNN for months now. I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. Really, Don Lemon, you're going to mock a woman distressed by the assassination attempt of her husband. Well, you know what? He is 60 years old. The left is sick. Whether your hatred of Donald Trump can rise to the point where of being disappointed that his murderer was unsuccessful in the mocking of his wife and appealing to higher nature, says Rob Schneider, and longing of this nation to heal. What the evil, demented Don Lemon is doing here, that's right, is totally and completely demonic. And sick, because all Melania is doing here is like putting out positivity and sort of like opening up her story for people, right? She just put out this video.
The challenges and rewards of motherhood, from sleepless nights to joyful milestones, bring immense fulfillment which only a mother understands. The lessons I have learned from this experience are profound, and they have shaped me in ways I could never have imagined.
Look at Barron. Look at Happy Barron. Melania has a book out. This is why she's doing a little more press, and a little more media. But I got to tell you, like, even though Melania doesn't have a media background, her videos are so much easier to watch than Don Lemon, who's been in media for the last 30 years, even though he's 60 years old.
You know that the Kamala Harris...
Kamala. If you really want someone to listen to what you're saying, you should probably pronounce their name right. Period, question mark, hyphen, comma, la. Kamala.
Could you imagine being 60 years old and sitting in your car and recording a video like this? What choices have you made as what a man-child you are? Truly. It is our absolute pleasure to bring you our favorite piece of journalism that Don Lemon has ever done. Liberal media stunned by response to propaganda effort to back Kamala Harris. The key video in this, Don Lemon going to Atlantic City in dark blue New Jersey and getting completely owned.
We're here in Jersey, Atlantic City. Who do you support?
Trump.
I plead the fifth.
Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman?
No. No, because I feel like women, nah, you're not going to give me that.
Your money's on Harris.
Yeah,
Who do you want?
Trump.
Why don't you like Harris?
She doesn't have any experience.
She's
She
the
was
vice
with
president.
Biden.
She's a senator.
Yeah, no experience. No. She has no experience.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I just feel we need somebody that has a stronger background with the military and the world in general.
She was a prosecutor and an attorney general and a senator and a vice president. You're in a gambling town. Who's your money on?
I'm gonna support the Democratic Party, but I mean, Trump looked like he got it in the bag right now.
4 years ago, it was a lot better. I made a lot more money than I do now.
I know you feel that way, but that's not actually what the record shows. The economy is actually better under Biden. No, I'm serious. That's what the facts show.
Okay, you know what?
No, that's not because I watched the.
Could you imagine? Every person tells him Trump. Could you imagine a dude who actually what galaxy brain is Don Lemon on? Could you imagine a guy comes up and tells you, I made more money because I'm a small business owner and I know how much money I made 4 years ago versus now. And Don Lemon goes, that's not true. And you've never even met this guy. And then you tell him, oh, you must watch CNN. And it's the greatest insult to Don Lemon because people don't even recognize him, right? Isn't that amazing? Oh, gosh. So fun. The destruction of Don Lemon is glorious to watch. Cancel him. Cancel Don Lemon. He can go, dude, just hang it up, man. Hang it up. You're Social Security age. You're like this close to being able to collect Social Security. So hang it up. You're humiliating yourself. It's your boy, Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.